Remember me? I know, it's been a hot minute. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Melissa, and it's been close to 2 months since I've uploaded a video, and I thought we'd just have a little chat. See what I've been up to, and you can share down below what you've been up to, and we'll go from there. I did put a little note out on Instagram and just asked if you had any questions for me, and I got a lot of really great questions, so we're gonna just jump right into those and talk about where I've been and what I've been doing. So my last video I posted on July 20th. It was a review of the NuPhase Fix device, and then I took a little YouTube break. It was not really an intentional, well thought out break. It was just kind of like, gosh, my life is just, I can't do everything. So I just kind of decided to take a little step back because my life was pretty busy and I wasn't going to stress out about it. So what have I been doing? I think I mentioned earlier in the year I had a really busy summer ahead of me, and I was going to really work hard to try and post, and I did manage to keep going until that July 20th date. I had a couple of other things recorded, but I could not squeeze in the editing time. You know, anyone out there who has made videos up for YouTube, you know that the filming is the easy part. The editing can take upwards of 4 hours, depending on how long the video is, and I could not piece together that amount of time. So you're like, well, what changed? What's different in your life that made that happen? Well, first of all, I started working again, and I started a new job, and I think I mentioned that recently in a video, which has been really exciting and really interesting, and I'm really enjoying it. But holy guacamole, I am probably working 9 to 10 hours a day, and then I have an hour commute on either end, so it makes for a pretty long day, and not always having a lot of energy at night to do editing during the week. Coupled with that is that I'm still babysitting for my son and daughter-in-law on occasion, so working that in with my job, it's been a lot. It's all good stuff, and it's been great, and I love what I'm doing. But the weekends, when I would normally say, okay, let's record, let's get caught up, let's edit, whatever, I've been traveling or having social commitments. I've had one of the busiest summers of my life, and probably have only had an open weekend where I haven't been traveling or entertaining this summer. It's probably been 3 or 4 weekends, maybe, from Memorial Day to Labor Day. So we're just going to answer a few other little questions that people posted on my Instagram page and just get caught up. What fun things have you been doing this summer? We've had 2 different weddings. My niece got married and a good friend of the family got married. We've had our family reunion, also known as Lobster Bash. If you're on my channel, you know that's something I talk about from time to time. I had a beach weekend in Manasquan, New Jersey, so any of you people who are up on the Jersey Shore, you know what I'm talking about. Love that little town. We entertained Bill's brother and their family for a long weekend. Oh, Kate had a birthday, so we had a big birthday weekend, and oh my God, we had so much fun just doing family things the whole weekend. We got our nails done, we went out to lunch, then the next day Bill and I took her out for the sushi lunch, and then we had family over. It was a whole weekend, and it was a long weekend. It was Labor Day weekend, so that was a busy weekend. I also went away with my girlfriends. I think I posted a couple pictures on Instagram about that. The backstory there is the boys have always gone to this race up in New York. It's the Watkins Glen Road Race. It has a bigger, longer name. I don't know the name of it. It's a NASCAR race. So they go up there and they camp for the weekend. They do all their boy things. And for years, us girls, we just stayed home. And one year someone says, why are we just staying home? The kids are all grown up now. We can go away too. And so we started doing something each weekend. So we had a long weekend. We were up in the Annapolis area. We toured the Naval Academy. We went through the little shops in town. We ate, we drank, we relaxed. We did so much, and it was super fun. We had a great time. I also had two bridal showers. One for my niece that got married, one for a friend of mine whose daughter's getting married in November. I had a baby shower that I went to. And then we did our annual trip up to upstate New York to, this is something, it sounds a little weird, but we go up and visit the cemetery where Bill's family is buried. And we do a little maintenance. One is in a really rural cemetery that does not get a lot of attention. So every year, someone from the family used to go up and maintain the grave sites, and it started with Bill's great-grandparents. They would go up and maintain the grave sites, and then his grandfather, and then his mother and father. And now that they're getting older, and some of them have passed, Bill goes up and, we bring a weed whacker, and we, cut back and rake and pull all the dead leaves away and just refresh and pay our respects. And it is, when I first started hearing about this in the family, I thought it was kind of a strange tradition, but having done it a couple of times, I think it's a really lovely way to spend time remembering family who has passed. And then we also had his great aunt who turned 100 years old, so we had a big party for her. So I think that's most of the highlights. That's what I've been up to. It's been a ton of fun. It's been a ton of driving back and forth to New York and New Jersey. I'm ready to have a little bit of time at home. That's, in a nutshell, what I've been up to. I hope you'll share some of the highlights from your summer with me below, because I'm very interested and I missed you guys so much. Someone asked if I have any advice on menopause. So for those of you who are new to my channel or relatively new to my channel, I am currently, at time of recording this, 59, about 6 months out to my 60th birthday. And yes, menopause. It's a whole thing, isn't it? So, my best advice for menopause is you're just going to have to kind of roll with it. And if your symptoms are really bad, go to your doctor and get help there. I just kind of rolled my way through it. I didn't really have a terribly hard time with menopause. I would say, as you're transitioning from regular cycles to less regular cycles, yeah, you can have some monster periods. And I can remember, I was just telling Kate this story. I was working a board meeting and I knew I, wouldn't have the flexibility to dash out to the ladies' room. I was taking notes for the meeting and I was having one of those periods and I was just like, what am I going to do? And so I actually used 2 tampons and a pad just so I could get through until the break. And it worked. It was a little uncomfortable, but it worked. And better than the embarrassment of having something horrible happen. Definitely, I was a little bit moodier during that time, and I didn't have a ton of hot flashes, really, until after I passed through menopause. And now, alcohol is such a trigger for a hot flash for me that sometimes, if we're going to a social function, I won't hardly drink because it just comes flying out of my skin. I just sweating and my hair gets all wet and it's disgusting. People come up and they want to hug you and you're like, oh, or I try and hug with the side of my head so they don't, you don't want to you don't want to hug someone and then have them wiping your sweat off of their face. Yeah, so I don't really drink that much anymore socially, unless I'm in a situation where I can just be kicked back and relax and, don't have to worry so much about standing around and getting all hot and sweaty. The other thing, the only other advice I would give you for menopause is like really start paying attention to your skin, because your skin really can change during this time. And it's not so much at the beginning, but once you're through, you really start to notice how like your skin can look a little crepey or less firm, or maybe more wrinkles are showing up. So as you enter menopause, and even just a little bit before, I would really start paying close attention to your skin, and really being very religious about skincare and trying to keep your skin really hydrated and firm. So that's my advice on menopause. Somebody else asked, would I do a house tour? And I thought about that. Probably not, for this number of reasons. I don't have one of those like Instagram ready homes. My home is very normal. We live here and it's very lived in, and there's nothing super fancy about my home. She did talk about how she remembered watching one of my videos where I did like a fashion video out on the deck, and she's going, oh, it looks so pretty. Well, yes, our backyard is very private. It backs up to parkland, so there's really no other homes looking in through the backyard or on either side. It's heavily wooded, so it is very private, and that's one of the things I really love about this home. Someone else asked if I bought anything at the VIB sale, which I think is really funny, because the VIB sale came along, I put a few things in my carts, I was like, okay, I need to circle back to this, and I totally forgot about it, and it passed me by. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that sink in a little bit. I can't remember when I just let the VIB sale pass me by. There's always something, even if it's just a couple items, I would take advantage of that 20% off. So I was a little annoyed with myself because I forgot it, and just yesterday I got this email from Sephora. They were like, hey, we missed you. We missed you during the sale. Here's a 20% off coupon code for one order for your, and it's for a very short window of time. Like, I have to finish that order tonight. So there will be a haul coming once that comes in, because I do have quite a lot in my cart at the moment. Like, a lot. I have to do a little editing, and then I'm going to place my order. Because there's going to be a fall Sephora sale when all the holiday stuff is in. And I'm already starting to look at that and get excited about a few things. Someone asked me for a lucky bag update. And what have you bought and what are you planning to buy? So I will be doing a haul when I get this Sephora order in, and I have a small order that I think I got from Ulta a while back. So I'll include those two things together into one collective haul. And the lucky bag. I have not opened a new lucky bag since the last time I posted a lucky bag video, which is probably in July. I am not sure how to A, get caught up, or B, is there still interest in this lucky bag? I need a little input from you. I did film a little get ready with me video. I did pull a new bag out this morning, and I did a little get ready with me video using a couple items in that bag, and I'll be posting that also. In that video, I talk about that the interest in this series seemed to be waning. It wasn't getting a lot of views. Actually, I could see a steady decrease in the number of views those videos were getting, so I'm feeling like, what do you want to see about the lucky bags? Are you still interested? Do you want me to just open these up individually off camera and just share like a recap video? I'm open to some suggestions here, so let me know what your thoughts are on the lucky bag. I am, however, committed to finishing them because I want to finish this declutter, and this is my method for approaching it. So I could easily move through these bags fairly quickly, which I may do, depending on your feedback. Okay, enough of that. Another person asked if I would do a video on my thoughts of all the product overload we am bombarded with, and I think that's an excellent idea. I have lots of thoughts and lots of feelings about that. I call it like palette fatigue or product fatigue, where you just are so overwhelmed by new releases that aren't really that interesting. And there's a lot out there that has happened that is not that interesting. Frankly, have lost the excitement for some of these new releases. It used to be like, yay, there's a new Urban Decay palette. Nope, not so much anymore. So I think I will consider that topic to put together a video on that. So stay tuned. Do you ever have days when you can't be bothered to wear makeup? Yes. Yes, yes. 1,000 times yes, especially during the summer. Days when I'm just home and or just like running to the grocery store, I have been skipping putting on all the regular makeup-y things and just putting on a sunscreen, and kind of my go-to situation there is a little bit of blush and a nice colored lipstick, just so I don't look like I'm totally part of the Walking Dead cast. I would say it's 50-50. At the days that I wear makeup and the days that I don't wear makeup. The other thing I also really did skip on this summer when I did wear makeup was I didn't wear very much foundation. I mostly just wore either like maybe a tinted moisturizer or just my sunscreen and just a little bit of spot concealing in a few places. I just felt like it was too heavy in the heat, and I'm not so thrilled with how foundation looks these days. Another person posted, this was on my YouTube channel, someone posted, round 3 on a perfect palette tag. What do you think about that? Would you like to hear an updated perfect palette tag? Let me know. I have new favorites, new things in my collection to talk about. So if you'd like an updated perfect palette tag video, give this video a thumbs up. If I can get like 250 or 300 likes on this video, then I will do a perfect palette tag update. We're going to wrap this video up with the last question, and that is, do you enjoy fragrance? If so, what forms, which type of scents, home fragrance, perfume, etc. So I do enjoy fragrance, and I do wear perfume almost daily, especially when I'm going to work. So let's take a step back in terms of home fragrance. I love scented candles, and I do try and burn them often. And I don't have any particular signature scents. I try and kind of go seasonal, especially around the holidays, and pick a holiday scent to burn. But I do love using scented candles in the home. In terms of personal fragrances, I like kind of like a floral scent with some a little bit of an undertone. So probably my 2 favorite fragrances right now are both from YSL. This is the YSL Mon Paris, which is a beautiful fragrance. Very light, very florally, kind of what I would consider more of my spring-summer fragrance. For a slightly heavier wintertime fragrance, I really like the Black Opium. It definitely has a little bit more of a muskier undertone. This actually, I think the scent profile mentions has a little coffee scent to it. It's really subtle. Those are my 2 favorites. Another fragrance that I like a lot, but I've kind of moved on from, is the Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb, which is very bright and springy as well. So here's the one thing I do want to say about fragrances. I really often reach for this size, the rollerball. It lasts a good long time. Sometimes you change your mind and you don't want a whole big bottle of the fragrance. So for those of you who can't commit to a big bottle of fragrance or afraid that it's going to go bad, I like this size. I like to look and see when Sephora is offering a point perk in a fragrance. So they're usually, a couple of 100 points. And if it's a fragrance that I like, I'll pick it up. And these deluxe sizes are awesome. They're not as big as the rollerball. So here is the Black Opium rollerball, and here is the deluxe sample. It's a great way to use your points. Probably better than some of the other options out there. I really enjoyed getting caught up with you guys. Thank you for everyone who left me a question on my Instagram account. I'll include a link to that. Feel free to join me over there. And when I was traveling, that was one of the only places that I really posted, pictures now and then of what I was doing, so people actually knew that I was still alive and kicking. And I am looking forward to getting back to my regular Saturday morning schedule. So keep your eyes open for that, and I will see you real soon. Bye.